On the corner of West Avenue and Lafayette, there was a old convenience store with two ramshackle apartments above it. And the operator of the convenience store decided he really didn't want to do it anymore, so he wanted to sell his building, but it was worthless. Abutting the property, there was another building that had a Chinese food store and a couple other things, a pizza place. And around back, that building had a little bit of parking around back. So I just thought, and my background is I'm a redeveloper of older properties. My thing is to sort of envision what could be there. In any event, so I unsolicitedly approached that owner, and then another owner. There was a 6-unit apartment building on West Avenue. So those three sort of rounded out the square. And then I had enough, from a developer's point of view, I had enough land there to build something substantial which would justify a very costly acquisition of all the properties. The negotiation of acquisition took about 6 months. Then the permitting took about 9 months. So we're at about 1.5 years. Construction of the building involved a couple steps. Number one, abatement of any environmental substances. So it was mostly, older buildings all have asbestos. So you hire folks to come in and clean all the asbestos out. Once that's done, then you're allowed to demolish everything. The demolition takes quite some time. And then what you have is a big moonscape. And the construction really then commences. Underground first. So what you do is under the ground, you have to put in your systems, your sewer systems, your water systems, things like that, drainage. And then once that's done, then you can start going what we call vertical. And so the site work, underground systems, and the vertical construction took about 12 months. And that's your typical process. Now, there's a third element, because now we have the site, and then we have the vertical elements, which we call base building. And then, once it's enclosed, then you can commence what's called the interior fit-up, interior construction, which is everything you see up in Salem State Space. You know, the walls, the lights, the air conditioning systems. The interior fit-up of the Salem State Space took about 4 months. Mm-hmm. That's how long that takes. Mm-hmm. And then it's done.
Mm-hmm. And who did you work with?
So Groom Construction was the general contractor. They are by far the best company that I've worked with in 30 years in terms of the reliability, the honesty, the intuitiveness, and Scott Faulkner in particular. So when you hire a construction company, you're really hiring the project superintendent. And I can't speak highly enough of Scott Faulkner, who was a principal at Groom Construction and was responsible for putting this together.
I am John Keenan. I am the 14th president of Salem State University. In my prior capacity, I was vice president for administration, and one of the problems that was presented to me early on in that capacity was figuring out some new space for institutional advancement, which is now up on South Campus in Alumni House, which is a building which is largely condemned. They had a significant amount of staff, and at the same time we were trying to figure out where to move them down onto the main campus. We had several areas of the president's office that weren't all together, and we hoped to put them in one space. Additionally, we had other staff down on Central Campus, marketing and social media, that we also wanted to be in the same place up here on North Campus. So when the developer, Bob Burr, Mr. Burr, came forward with this proposal, he had suggested that we may rent or lease, a long-term lease, the second and third floors of about 16,000 square feet, which seemed to be about the right amount of space for us. They did a fantastic job working with the neighborhood and creating a project that really fits within the context of the neighborhood and was supported by the neighborhood. That's when Groom got involved as the contractor, and we worked with them to let them know what our needs were on this second and third floor, with the understanding that the first floor would be commercial, retail or other mixed use. And we'll say it was a fantastic process. Ben Salowitz, who's my AVP for facilities and capital planning, worked with Scott and the team at Groom. We did not have a single complaint throughout the course of the construction, which in the work that I do, that's remarkable, quite frankly. There's usually complaints about noise or rats or something, and we had no complaints whatsoever. And in fact, as the project has come to fruition and they've seen what the facade of the building looks like and what the landscaping looks like, we've gotten nothing but compliments. We're very happy with it. It's worked out quite well. And again, the partnership with both Bob Burr and Groom was fantastic. So this is our new conference room in the presidential area, which compared to where we were last time, we used to have a table like this in the president's office, but because of the fact it was in the president's office, nobody else really got to use it where it wasn't in use. So now anybody in the building on the second or third floor, if they have a need for a meeting or a conference room this size, this is able to be used by anyone on staff. So it's a fantastic space. It has all the electronic gadgetry that you need in terms of presentations, PowerPoints, otherwise, and the big screen TV as well for those demonstrations.
Hi, my name is NICOLE GIAMBUSSO. I'm the Director of Public Relations. I love the new office space. Not only is it a beautiful and very well done space, but it also allows myself and my colleagues in the President's office to be in an office together since the first time that I've been here. We work in a very fast-paced and busy environment, and being able to collaborate quickly definitely helps.
This is really meant to be the entrance area for both the second and third floor. People expected to get off the second floor and then check in here to see where they got to go, and if they have to meet with me or they have to meet with the executive vice president, they would then check in here and then go upstairs. So this is the central. The idea was to have really an open workspace for institutional advancement, and then if people needed private conference rooms to have sort of private conversations, we've scattered 2 or 3 of those throughout the entire floor. But the sense really is to have students working here as well. This is a student workspace, and then each individual area has sort of their area, and then Cynthia McGurran, who's the vice president in charge, is back there as well. She has a private office. But really opportunity for everybody to continue to work together. We have a call center on the other side as well, where students will be working. And again, they enjoyed private parking up on South Campus, and we have parking down here for them also. But the important thing is we have guests to campus all the time in terms of institutional advancement, was having a space that was presentable and appropriate for people who are supporting the institution in the way that they are. And this space has worked out fantastic.
Okay. Hi, my name is Nate Bryant. I'm the Chief of Staff for the President at Salem State University. So the move to this location it's a great move. There's a lot of positives. It's clearly a great space, and Groom Construction did a wonderful job. So that's a positive. Other positives, all of the staff in the President's office is together. When we were in Meyer Hall, we had some folks in Meyer Hall and some folks who were in our administration building. So here, everybody's in the same space. Obviously, it's a new space. A new space is always nice. Plenty of storage. Again, it's a wonderful space, and the Groom Construction has done a fabulous job.
This space was meant to be either one big conference room, as you can see here, whether it's the opportunity for the foundation board or for the board of advisors to have meetings, or alumni association, or it can actually be 3 different conference rooms. So there are walls in between both these, and because of the modular tables, you're able to make smaller conference rooms, which institutional advancements use quite a bit as well. It's unlikely that a table this big will be used that frequently, but occasionally we do have meetings this size. And it may be an opportunity even for our Board of Trustees to hold our meetings here. We usually hold them down on Central Campus in the Petrowski room, but it may be an opportunity to hold them here also, because we have screens that you can sort of live stream it as well. This is marketing that used to be down on Central Campus in the Enterprise Center with no windows, right? With no natural sunlight. So you come in here and you see all the natural sunlight they were able to get, in terms of also really planning on what was the most efficient or best workspace for them to work as a team as they do. I don't know if you want to say anything, Corey, about your space.
We're thrilled to be here.
Right.
It's really the consensus from our group. We're so happy to actually be in a space, not only for daylight, but fresh air, and to have flat workspaces like this, because we do all the graphic design at the university. To have places like this we can do layout and meetings is really, really helpful.